Hello, everybody. Welcome to EleWebDev on this Saturday. Is it Saturday? Yes, honey, I don't know what day it is. It is Saturday at 9:30 in the morning. Why am I going early? Because I have other things to do today. I hope y'all are doing well. I'm by here all by I am here all by myself. Yes, I am. And just tell me in the comments right here. Is this light flickering for you? Because it's flickering for me. I feel like all of them are flickering. And normally these colors don't flicker. And if that's really annoying, I apologize. It may be that this light bulb is going bad right here. Do you see a flicker? If you do, I apologize profusely. They were cheap and I bought them at Home Depot. And that's what you get. So yeah, I need to get higher quality light bulbs that don't flicker, which might be very expensive, but we'll give it a try. So yeah, there's a pause. I had to think about where I was going next. So I hope everybody's doing well. Yesterday afternoon here in the southeastern part of the United States, we had a thunderstorm that basically built and stayed for 45 to 50 minutes. And I honestly thought that Noah's Ark was going to show up, just float on by down the street, because I've never seen it rain so hard for so long. We got about 3.5 inches in 45 minutes, if that, was any indication of Noah's Ark should show up. We haven't had rain in quite some time, and so yeah, that was kind of very bizarre yesterday. My side of town, it was raining, but when I went to the other side of town for dinner, it wasn't raining. I mean, it had rained there, but it had moved just a little bit so that we weren't walking in the rain. So that's just my world and what's been happening. You know what, y'all? Again, I forgot my light is not on. Not like I was, excuse me while I fix my scenery here. It's not like I was in a hurry. There it is. Okay, hold on just a second. I'm coming, I promise. And I got no viewer, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, right there. There we go. Okay, now we're live. So what have I got in store for you today? We've got the roadmap. We're going to take a look at the roadmap. We're going to look at the change log to see what changes have been made, because Elementor's just been fast and furious with those changes. And so we're going to take a look at that. That's pretty much what we're going to do today. I can only stay for an hour because I have something in 2 hours. So I can't lollygag around here. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna look at some things. So let's first take a look at the roadmap. Oh, please make this work. I made changes to my scenery and here we go. Oh yeah, we're good. I just need to fix myself a little bit. Oh, there we go. All right. So here's another technical difficulty. I can't read my teleprompter. And so I'm either going to be looking here or I'm going to be looking down a little bit. So why don't I just do that? Computer work and your eyeballs, distance vision it deteriorates on you as you get older. Alrighty. So what have we got here? So let me make sure I click this right, and then yes, I can scroll. Okay, here we go. This is basically a widget that's embedded on the page, like right next to me. Yeah, I can't get the thing working. The pointing is always reversed. So yeah, here's Elementor's roadmap. So we can see what's in planning, team collaboration for their hosting. So basically all of these changes that you're seeing are for their hosting, for the Pro plugin, or for the free plugin. Because when it says Builder Core, let me just get my pointer. Can you see the pointer? Hold on. Nope, you can't see the pointer. Can you see the pointer here? Nope, you can't. Okay, well that's just, never mind. Under the beta version category, you'll see Builder Core as the first little purple tag. Is that purple? Light blue? Above the Builder Pro. So Builder Core means that's going to be in the free version. And Builder Pro means it's going to be in the Pro version of Elementor. So, you know what? Note to self, I'm going to make sure that I screen share rather than put it as a widget on the screen because I can't use my pointer. Oh well. Note to self. Okay. So, in progress, CSS selectors. Now, from what I understand, CSS selectors were supposed to be in the 15 version. They have been, how do we say, delayed a little bit because they want to make sure that when they put it in the product, they want it to work. So, and then a migration tool, they're in the process of making the migration tool work. So what's out in the beta 15 now, so obviously beta 16 probably, for the CSS selectors, that's my projection, the 16, but you know, they could just, you know, put pedal to the metal and accelerate the thing and get it probably in 3.15.6 or something, who knows. I'm just talking out of my mouth, and you know, I'm not foretelling the future like I know insider information because I don't. So the beta version now has nested accordions, and we'll take a look at that. And the taxonomy filter allows site visitors to filter listings based on various taxonomies. Great. Now, you know what? I bet you I can come over here and click it. Yep, click and highlight. There you go. Now you can see where I am on the page. Yes, I was talking about the taxonomy filter right there. That's okay. So there's my pointer. Alrighty, nobody's here. That's great. So yeah, we've got lots and lots of released items way over here on this other side, on the very right-hand side of your screen. We've got global styles preview. We'll take a look at that today. Not going to get into Loop Builder. That might be later. Elementor AI. I may go into that today and I may not. Container CSS grid. Probably won't get into that. There are some things I'm going to get into. For the hosting, this is for hosting only. SFTP access is for hosting. And site cloning, that is for your Elementor hosting package. The mega menu is rocking in the current version. So yeah, I'll let you peruse the changelog. All you have to Google is Elementor changelog, and it will bring you to this, not changelog, roadmap. This is elementor.com/roadmap. So why don't I just do this on the fly since nobody's here and I'm just having fun today. Yes, I am. I'm having fun. So we're going to go Elementor, if I can spell. Elementor.com/roadmap, RODMAP. All right, and I'm going to put that on the screen. If I can get a lowercase e, there we go, and add. Yep, and we're just doing this live and off the cuff. Yep, so if you want to come to this page, that's where you go to get this screen, which is the Elementor roadmap. All right, now we're moving to the changelog. So hold on just a second. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to write, can I duplicate? Nope. What if I come over here and right click? Nope, can't copy that. What if I click on it and just say, yep, there we go. All right, and so I'm going to change screens to the changelog. There we go. There's the changelog. And I will put the address for the changelog. Just a moment. Let me scroll down the page. Here's the changelog. All right. Now you want the address. So hold on just a second. I'm going to go into scary mode. And I'm going to, you just wait your pretty little head. You just wait a second. And I'm going to come up here, all the way over here, and I'm going to get this address right here. Yep, and I've got the address. Just wait a second, and I will put the address on the screen for you. And it may not fit, but, you know, hey, I'm all about making things work on the fly, you know, right here. Who says a show has to be perfect? And that's way too big. All right, so I'm just going to make this smaller. Yep, and we're just going to drag it over here. But I have to make it bigger because then you can't see it. All right, there we go. There we go. Now I can get out of preview mode. I can actually publish it. How about this? Boop, there it is. And we're going to get out of preview mode because that's scary. And we're live. Okay, good. Good to know. So there is the address to the changelog. And it's just wonderful. We can just do all kinds of... Let me get myself centered in this little tiny box that I'm in. So yeah, here's the changelog. Let me scroll down and catch up with you on my screen. We're going to take a look at some of these 13.4 changelog updates. Now I've got them on my teleprompter. Yes, we do. Nobody's here. That's okay. All right. So let's take a look at my favorite new thing. Follow along with the address on your screen to come to the changelog. Now this changelog is for regular free Elementor because Pro has a different changelog. Hold on just a second. I'm going to you know, I have to Google it, and that's just sad. It's just very, very sad. So I'm going to say Elementor, changelog. And there's the Pro version, okay? And I'm going to change my screen because these little widgets are great, but we're going to go there. There we go. Now I'm on the other side of the screen. Alrighty. So we're going to the changelog, and I can have a circle gets the square right here. All right. So what are the tweaks in Elementor Pro? The carousel widget now has improved navigation on touch devices, such as probably iPads and mobile devices. And the missing navigation arrows were fixed in the lightbox in the gallery widget. Very good, very good. Okay. So we are going to go through some of these things that I have on the screen, but we'll just move on to right here. Yes, we're going to be right here in a testing environment in Elementor. Why am I just scatterbrained today? I have no idea. All right, so here's the first feature that I love, love, love a whole lot in Elementor. So let's say that we create a section in Flexbox. We're not going to the grid yet because I don't understand it or how to use it in a functional way. So we'll just do up and down. So you notice on the screen we've got a pink border around this container, which states, you know, this is the active clicked on container. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to my elements, my widgets, and let's say that I want to add a heading. Now, previously, one would grab and drag and drop. So I'm going to reverse that, and I'm going to go back over here and drop the widget back where it was. So now, if I just click, there you go. You click and it goes where the most current active position is. So you're saying, well, what if I have this heading, which is active and clicked on, because it's got the pink border. What happens when you add another title? Well, just like copy and paste, it's going to go underneath the one that's already there. So I'm going to click heading. And I can sit here and click all day long, and they're going to continuously go one under the other. So that's a wonderful and lovely thing. So yes, it's context. So hold on just a second. Let me just duplicate this one. Okay, so you can see which title is active right now because it's got a pink border around it. I'm going to go back and click on the first one. And you say to yourself, well, I want to put an image in between these two. But you know how it works, which is the active widget. We then go click, and if I click on image, if you think that it's going to go at the bottom of the last title, no, it's going to go in between. Yep, it's going to go in between. All right, we're just going to click oh, that one's too big. Yep, that one's perfect. All right, there we go. So this is the clickable feature I love. And if you say to yourself, well, I want a icon list widget below the image, well, boop, there it is. Why? Because the image was actively selected. Actively selected. Yes, I can say that word together. Alrighty, so the clicking feature is now, and it's contextual. You have to remember what last thing was selected because I've got my heading at the top, and if I want a text editor underneath it, boom, whatever is selected and you add another widget, it's going to be below it. I just think that's awesome. No more dragging and dropping and wondering where is it going to go. Excellent and lovely. And hold on just a second. I've got to fix myself because I keep leaning, and I can just fix myself to be centered in this little circle. All right, so that's wonderful and lovely. One-click insert widgets. All right. Alrighty. I had a problem, and I was watching Elementor's recent little advertisements for their AI stuff. And yeah, boys and girls, I've got a problem. Because when I saw this, I was like, no, I don't think that is what, technically speaking. Okay, let me set this up for you. So, let me get here. And I can't spell today. Elementor. Normally I can spell Elementor with my eyeballs closed, but okay. So let me just click back over here. There we go. Okay. So this is prompts. Okay. Yep. Hold on just a second. Let me see if that works. Nope, it doesn't. All right. That's all right. Prompts.elementor.com. You know, I just got to do it. Hold on. Let me go to preview mode. Is that, yes, preview mode. Hold on just a second. And let me go back here. You're still seeing that. All right, that's great. Let me click this. Click that, copy, and then go back to this one. You're still seeing that. All right, and if I hit paste, yep, and then I got to click this. Yep. I got to get it ready for you. Elementor. I can spell it now. .com. Okay, there we go. Got to make it bigger. I'm coming right back at you. See, I can just change my show right in the middle of what I need to do. Publish and get out of preview mode, and there we are. This is where we are. We're at prompts.elementor.com. You would have thought I'd done this ahead of time, but no. So here's where I have a problem. I saw them do a demonstration on... No, I didn't see them do a demonstration. I came to this page and I looked at one of their prompts. So let us scroll down the page and let me show you where I have a problem. And I actually posted this in the Elementor Facebook community. So we're going to scroll all the way down to the images. And we're going to go through this and let me show you where I have a problem. Okay. This one right here. Add a watermark to your images. Okay, so these are prompts. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the AI prompts, there is content where the AI in Elementor, and if you don't know what I'm talking about these little icons right here. So it's contextual because I'm on the text editor. So the Write with AI if you have the Elementor Pro and you have a subscription, yes, it's an extra added cost, a subscription to the AI feature. All right, so it's an extra added subscription if you're new to the AI. So if you got Elementor Pro and you have a subscription, follow along with me. So you can write blog posts and paragraphs to fill in text. So that's Write with AI. And then if I click on this image here, excuse me, we have an Edit with AI. You can edit your images, or you can add images that are created with AI. And then if we need to do something fancy with this image, if we go to Advanced and we scroll all the way down to Custom CSS, and we click on Custom CSS, again, we have Edit with AI. So, for example, I'm going to click on Edit with AI, and I'm going to say, on hover of image, change the opacity to 50%. And let's just say you didn't know how to write the code, but you wanted that to happen, and you didn't know that hover effects, you can do that manually. Okay, I'm just saying. And let's generate the code. I should have told it an image. Oh, but it did it right. Okay, so it did it right. Yes, it did. So I'm going to insert that, and lo and behold, 50% when you hover over an image. So it writes the code for you. Isn't that just wonderful and lovely? Oh, but yes, it is. So there's text AI, there's image AI, and there's code AI that helps you write the code for you. But let us go back to the prompts page, because let me go down to the code, okay, and scroll down to this one. I have a very serious problem as a 27-year veteran of writing code and knowing the difference between what a watermark is and what a hover effect in CSS is. Okay, so it says add a watermark overlay over an image. Okay, so I'm just going to click on this image. Okay, so in all watermarks are a permanent embedded into the pixels of the image watermark, so that if somebody decides to lift your image from your page and keep it as their own and use it in their own work, that's a no-no, because there are copyrights and people have copyright to their own creative works. Okay, so what this is not a watermark. It basically is a blur. Basically, the thing that I just did, let me just go back to here. The hover effect that I just did, see, it says image hover, opacity 0.5%. Okay? In all intents and purposes for Elementor, they would probably put that in a watermark. I don't know where they're getting watermark. This is not a watermark. This is a CSS effect. So if we go back to not the changelog, the prompt, this is a hover effect. This is a CSS hover effect. And basically what it's doing is changing the border radius of the image to be a circle, and then it's putting a blur effect on it. That's not a watermark. You want to know what a watermark is? A watermark is this. So, let's just play around, boys and girls. Let me just tell you what a watermark is. So let me set this up for you. I'm going to open Adobe XD while you sit and talk amongst yourselves. And I'm going to open a new document in Adobe XD, and I'm going to go on my computer somewhere and find an image. Yes, I'm going to find an image. And I'm going to go find, because you know, you just have to have on your computer a folder that is just all of the Unsplash images you ever needed. All right, hold on just a second. Nope, not that one. Nope, nope. Nope, can't use that one. Nope, can't use that one. Okay, let's use this one. Okay, so if you are, let's say, for example, let me make this big and cover up everything else that's on my screen. I'm coming right back at you. Here we are. And let me zoom in a bit. There we go. And I'm going to switch my screen back to where I'm sharing it with you. All right. So let's just say, for example, you are the king and queen of sandwiches. And you don't want anybody else on the internet to claim that this is their image of whatever sandwich this is. It's very interesting. Okay. So you want a watermark. Okay. A watermark is the following. And so I'm going to turn off my circle because that's annoying. So I'm going to click on the thing and then say copyright cheesy sandwiches. I mean, I'm just making this up on the fly, boys and girls. And so you are the Cheesy Sandwiches company, and you took a picture of this cheesy sandwich. And let me make the font bigger. Right there. And make it 80. Okay. And I spelled cheesy wrong. Let's put another E in there. Oh, but it's got to be capital. All right. And we're going to make the font color white. And we're going to make the opacity 50%. Right about there. And then we're going to click away and yep, right there. Oops, hold on. Click this. And so you are the cheesy sandwich people, and you don't want people stealing your images. All right, if I hit Command E, I gotta make sure that I'm on the right. Why aren't you file? Export. Oh, because I have to select the whole board. Yep, Command E. Now it'll work. There it is. Sandwich. Okay. I can't spell. Yep, it's one of those mornings. Sandwich. Sandwich. Yes. And we're just going to put it on the desktop, and we're going to have a nice day. There we are. Okay. So let me minimize this, and we'll come back to you just a minute. Okay. Let me get back to my testing page. All right, and I need to go to the image, right-click, edit image, content, choose image. Let me go to upload files, select a file, and we'll go to desktop, and we'll grab the sandwich, and we'll open that up. There's our sandwich. Come on, puppy. I know you're a big image, and I didn't optimize you, and you're struggling. I know that. And so we're going to select that image. Okay, so there is our, that's a watermark, boys and girls. Oh, but yes, it is. That is a watermark. Let me take the opacity off of it. That is like if I try to lift your image off of this page, it's going to have the embedded watermark for cheesy sandwiches because you are the king and queen of cheesy sandwiches, and that is your sandwich, and you don't want anybody to have that sandwich on their page. So yes, that's watermarked. So what this is on the AI prompt is a CSS hover effect, which in no way, shape, or form is a watermark. I don't know what Elementor had in mind for a watermark. I'm trying to get back to the page. Okay, so I'm going to drag and drop another image on the page. Let's just try this again. And I'm going to choose an image, and this one will be fine. Okay. No, it won't. It needs to be, horizontal. Okay, I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying real hard. Okay. Okay, this one will do. Boop, put that in there. Okay. So we're going to go grab this AI prompt, and I'm going to copy the code. Okay, because it's a code AI. So if it's code, then that means I have to go to the advanced of this image, the CSS, and I need to paste that code. Yeah, that's not a watermark. That's not a watermark. No, it's not. It is a CSS effect. It is a CSS hover effect. This is a watermark embedded into the pixels of the image, because here's the sad part. Here's the very sad part. With 26 years of coding under my belt, oh goodness gracious, we're going to have to go because the CSS is, okay, here's a very good example, boys and girls. This is a very good example of the CSS needs to be regenerated. So if your buttons, if you all of a sudden see your, what is this? The hamburger menu for your mobile device on the desktop version pop out gargantuan, the CSS needs help. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the plugins and we're going to go to Elementor real quick over here. Excuse me, we're going to go to the tools. So this is how you find the tools of the CSS regenerate right here. Elementor tools. Regenerate files and data. And lickety-split, it's done very quickly. But I'm one of these people that I like to save the changes. It probably has no effect on it. But yeah, I do it anyway. And so we'll go back to this page here, and we will do a hard refresh. That is in the browser, because I'm using the Chrome browser. That is Command-Shift-R as in reload. On Windows, that is Control-Shift-R. And we'll reload the page, and it will be fixed. Voila. Okay. So let's say, for example, using this watermarked thing, like you don't want people to lift your images because, yeah, because when you hover over them, save image as, it's grabbing the original image, boys and girls, the unsplash version. It's grabbing it. There's no watermark. There's nothing that states that this is going to stop you from grabbing a copyrighted image. So yeah, if we go back to the desktop and we save this image, the unsplash image, and I go over to my desktop, and yeah, there it is. That's the full-blown version right here. Let me just double click on this. Yep, there it is. That's what I just grabbed off of the page. So that is not a watermark. If you look for the definition of what a watermark is for photographers, this embedded into the pixels of the image so that if it is lifted, you're going to get the copyright cheesy sandwiches, right? Embedded in the pixels of the image. This is not a watermark. I don't know what this is, but I had to put that on Facebook yesterday, that this is not a watermark. Technically speaking, that's not a watermark. So we'll move on, because that upset me yesterday, and I had to post it. I got, it bothered me emotionally, and so I had to post that. All right, so let's go change subjects, and let's go take a look. If I can find my pointer, I've lost it. Let's go back here and let's just get rid of this, because even looking at that makes me upset that they unfortunately labeled that wrong. I don't know what they think a watermark is, but people who are building their websites who have copyrighted images and they see that Elementor says, oh, here's copyrighted, when it actually is not. And they don't know, they know that copyright means that people won't steal your images, but they don't know technically how to watermark an image. And then they see this thing on the prompts site that says watermark image. So Elementor, please change that, because that's not right. That is a CSS hover effect, not a watermark. I'm going to end there and leave that as it is. Okay, so we're going to move to, let me make sure it's turned on, because we need to make sure that it's turned on. Okay, Elementor, I'm going to Elementor where I got to get rid of this prompts thing. Okay, there it is. Okay. We're going to go to settings. Yes, we're going to go to Elementor settings. Show you where I am, right over here. And we're going to go into the features, because the CSS thing, global styles, yes, it has to be on. Global styles has a green dot beside it, and it is active. Display a live preview of changes to global colors and fonts in a sleek style guide from the site's settings. All right, let's go have fun with this. So how do you get there and how do you make it work? All right, so we're going to go to our edit testing page. Excuse me. And we'll go to is it the page settings? Because there's different ways to get there if you're using the new admin bar or you're not. So let's go here, site settings. And let's go, see, I've lost how to find it. Global colors. Here we are. Yes. Let me, okay. All right. Let me go into global fonts real quick. Okay. So whether you go into global fonts or you go into global styles, go back. Okay. Global colors, excuse me. Take a breath. Global colors or global fonts, you will find the global fonts style guide preview, either one you go into, you will find the on-off switch. So I'm going to go to the global colors and I'm going to turn on the style guide preview. So we'll just turn that on. And basically whatever page you're on, I'm on the testing page over here, right up here at the top. It will override momentarily because you're in the site settings. You're actually not on the testing page. You're in the site settings because you see this X here. That means get me out of the site settings and go back to the regular page. Okay? So we are on the testing page, but right now it's being overridden by the style guide preview on. Now, if I turn it off, it's going to go back to showing me the testing page. This is a temporary override. You can turn it on, you can turn it off, or you can leave it on. So we've got my system colors here of these primary, secondary, body, and accent. And it is a reflection over here. So you can see the style guide of the system colors and the custom colors that I have added, creating different things. These are kind of hideous colors that you wouldn't want to use. But yes, it gives you a style guide of all of the colors that you're using in your site. Now, would I suggest you use all of these colors for your site? Oh, but no, I wouldn't. Pretty much these colors right here, primary, secondary, body, and accent. I would say if you can have a style guide. Let's just go through this, shall we? We've got 22 more minutes. So, yes, let's go. Okay, so text black, sunshine blue. I'm going to kill some of these colors. But what is the best way to show you what a style guide would be? I'm going to use a, which is not on at the moment. I have a URP. I have an app on my Macintosh computer. And it's very sad because Windows users will not be able to use this. Okay, I'm just going to pull this right over here, With this Color Slurp app on my Mac, I have the ability to build a color scheme. And so, like, let's say, for example, this green color was going to be one of my site colors. In this little palette, I can have shades, darker colors, and tints, lighter colors, of this very color. So let's just do this. Let's go, for example, this is a green color, and I'm just going to copy this hex code, copy it, and I'm going to come down here to the bottom and add a new color. And I'm just going to say green, Green. I don't have another green, do I? No. All right. And so I'm going to come to the color chip and I'm going to paste that color. And lo and behold, there's the green. All right. So we have our green base color. What I like to do is I like to have a darker and a lighter color, usually this very light green color. So I'm going to copy that color and I'm going to add the color down here. I'm going to click on the color chip and I'm going to paste that color. So there's a light green. And so I like to go darker as well. So I'm going to click on, oops. Yep. So what we have to do is we have to click here and copy that color. Oops, I beg your pardon. Right here. I lost my color. So I have to copy it and paste it in my app. Right there and hit enter. And there it is. Okay. So that I have the right color tint and shade for this. So I like to go darker, all right, for my hover button colors because the green is the very prominent color. So I go a shade darker. So there's the color. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to add another color. I'm going to go to the color chip and I'm going to paste that color in there. And I'm going to give it a new name. Okay, so this is light green. Light green. And I'm going to say this is hover green. That's just what I do. Hover green. Hovergreen. Okay, hover green. All right. So let me close that. So those are 3 good colors of your main color that you're going to be using. Do we have buttons or anything in here in this color? No, we don't. Okay, so let's say, for example, we've got our green colors here. I'm going to go turn off the style guide just for a moment. And I'm going to close it completely, close the style guide. I'm going to save the changes. And I'm going to go back into my page, and there's a toggle, and we don't need that. I'm going to get rid of the toggle and the accordion. And I'm going to go and grab myself a button. And I'm going to give you an extra added little tip here. Because every time you come in here and you drag and drop a button on the page, or click button, oops, sorry, boop, click button, click it in there, it's going to be gray. And let's say, you know, you're working on your color scheme and you know that 90% of the time, every time you drag and drop a button on the page, you want it to be green. Well, you can override the default of your buttons. Like, I know that every time I drag and drop a button on the page, I want it to be green. So what we'll do is we'll right click and edit the button. And let's change our green button to our style of our, oops, that's typography. Whoops, hey, there we are. The color of the button right here, the default color, we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom and we're going to get our green color. So the button is green. And we also want to change that to more info or read more. Let's just put more info. So I'm going to go to the content and I'm going to put more info. Okay. And so that's great. It's like, how do you change that to this being the default button? So I'm going to right click and I'm going to say save as default. So I'm going to click save as default. Are you sure? Your changes will automatically be saved for future uses of this element. They updated this warning and I like that. Note, this includes sensitive information like emails, APIs, and keys. So yeah, don't be doing that. All right, so Sure, show me this message again because I like that. All right, save that. Now, if I come to my button and I click, the text that's in it and the color that's in it. All right, so, oops, we made a mistake. Let me get rid of this. And so if I right click and edit the button and I go to the hover state, I want to go to the hover state, and the color of the hover state is going to be our hover green. So it's got the darker green color. Now if I right click and I save as default, we get the warning again. That's okay. I want the warning to come up every time to remind me. I'm going to hit save. And so let's make sure that worked. So if I come back up to my widgets and I come back to the button and oops, we don't know where it's going to go. Why? Because I didn't select my active area. And I go back to my elements and I go button. And if I hover over it, it's dark green. So you're saying, well, that's great, wonderful, and lovely. What if I have a dark green background style, background color, and we're going to make our background color the darker green, okay? And if we come over here and we click on our container and we come over here and we click a button, oops, it didn't go in. That's all right. I don't know why it didn't go in. Let me click this. Okay, there. And then let me go over here and click the button. There it is. And you're like, well, this is the 10% of the time that I don't want this to happen. No worries. You just come into your button, edit the button, and go to style. You can manually override it anytime you want to in this case of where it is. So if I go to the color of the button and I want it to be white, but I want the text color to be the dark green color, dark green, right there, you can override it. But, you know, you have to override everything, which is the hover state as well. So if I go to the color of the button, yes, of the hover state, and I come down here to the light green, well, then there it works. So it's a one state thing. You can't have multiple. So, I mean, if you want to get into global things, instead of the default, save as global, I'll have a video for that later. We're not going to get into that because we don't have much time left. We have 12 minutes. So I want to move on to some other things. All right, so we did the global styles on the preview page. Yep, we just did that. So if you want to see that again and like, how did you do that again? Where did you get that? If we go over here in the admin bar, I'm using the active admin bar. We go to site settings and you go either into global colors or global fonts, either one, it doesn't matter. I'll go into global fonts this time. It is an on-off switch, temporarily on-off. If I turn it on, the global colors and the style guide will override the page that you were on. When you're finished and you're happy, you can turn it off and it will go back to the page that you're on. Okay, so let's see. Told you about the CSS global styles that has been delayed. And oh, here's a new feature. If you're using the top bar, we've got, when you click on, we've got this, add new page. So you don't have to go back to Elementor, go back to WordPress in order to add a new page. It does it right here. So is my page saved? Yes, it is. So I'm just going to click add new page. Well, I thought it was saved, but it's not. Okay. So basically what it does is it creates this new page. What in the world is going on down here? Crowns Consulting. What? That's the footer. But it's all janky. What happened to it? I don't know. What? Did y'all notice something? Okay, we're just going to hit publish. All right. Let me go back. Okay, here's the new thing. You can jump back to the page you were just on. but it's not listed there. Isn't that interesting? Other page. What happened to my testing page? I don't know. Did we run into an error, boys and girls? I don't know. I'm very confused for the moment. Open in a new tab. Thank you. Let's go back to testing. Edit with Elementor in a new tab. All right, testing. Okay, yes, see? My footer is okay. This is the testing page. This is the new Elementor page. And it jankied my footer up. What is that all about? I don't know. That's wild. Okay, I think there's a problem. This is a beta feature, boys and girls. This is a beta feature. It has not been fixed, obviously. Okay, let's just do a little test because I got 10 minutes left because I have to leave it in 10 minutes. Yes, I do. Leave the stream, that is. So I'm just going to go back here and I'm going to go to Pages, All Pages, and I'm going to open in a new tab, All Pages, and I'm going to right click and add into New Group, and I'm going to make this green because that's how my brain works. And I'm just going to close this, I'm going to close that, I'm going to close this, I'm going to close that too. All right, so I'm going to open and edit this in a new tab, which is the testing page that we were just on. Let's let it load. We know that works. So here's this Elementor page. I'm going to right click and open in a new tab. Interesting. The footer is back to normal. Okay. Let's try that again, boys and girls. Let's just go add new page. Oh, but it worked that time. There was a glitch. Interesting. Okay, so yes, they have this new feature. I don't know why that broke, boys and girls, but usually, you know, it just had a hiccup. Again, it is a beta feature. So it's in draft mode, and I like the way that they put it in draft mode right here. So I'm going to click on the cogwheel that's right next to it, and I'm going to change this to Fun Page, F-U-N-P-A-G-E, and then I'm going to hit Publish. I don't know if you missed that, but Fun Page. What I'm doing is I'm right here at the title, but what I want you to do is look right here. Look right up here, because it does an auto refresh of the title. Exciting. Whoop, there it is. You don't have to save the page for it to auto update. It auto updates in real time. Isn't that lovely? Yes, it is. I find that lovely and exciting. Yes. So let's hit publish. All right, so that's what's new in the add new page and the auto reload of the page name right here. So that's what's new too in the top bar. All right, the top bar auto name refresh, that's what I called it. All right, and so for the last 7 minutes, oh, we'll do this one real quick. So if I hit command question mark, I get the keyboard shortcuts. Again, that would be control question mark for Windows users, but command question mark on Mac users. They redid this, so they organized it differently. Okay, so here's one that I was having a problem with. Wrong button. Okay, the template library. You could jump to the template library very quickly with a controller command, Shift L. Okay, so let's just do that. L for library, boys and girls. Boys and girls, Command Shift L. All right, so I'm here, I'm on the page, and if I hit Command Shift L as in library, nothing works. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to test that real quick. And I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to go and turn off the top bar because we're done with that for right now. And I'm going to set it to inactive. And I'm going to come all the way to the bottom. My, there are just so many features. And then I'm going to come back to the testing page, and I'm going to hit a hard refresh. Again, that is Command or Control, Shift R as in reload, in the Chrome browser. I think that works for Firefox too. All right, and we're just going to hit update on the page. And I want to see if I can get to the template library again, which is Command-Shift-L or Control-Shift-L on Windows. And that would be a no, boys and girls. That would be a big, fat no. Okay, Command-Shift-L. So I don't know what that's supposed to do, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I don't know where you're supposed to be in the template library on a page. I think it's going to work now. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Let's go to, oh, hold on, hard refresh. Let's make sure everybody's on the same editor. Okay. I think it's because when you're in preview. I think it's when you're in preview. Let me click this. And let me do Command-Shift-L. No, boys and girls, Command or Control-Shift-L for the template library. It used to work. It doesn't work now. That's a sad thing. Okay. Let me go back to this page. Do a hard refresh one more time. And let me do the Command question mark. Oop, click the page. Command question mark. Okay. It is Command, yes. Shift, yes. L. Boys and girls, it doesn't work. But no, it doesn't. Okay, we'll move on. What are we doing? We're going to do the tab horizontal scrolling. So let's go. First of all, we have to make sure that Flexbox container and nested elements is on. Repeat. First of all, you have to have Flexbox container green and active, and nested elements active and green. With those two prerequisites, we can now go back to, let's edit our fun, exciting page, and we'll go search for the tab. And tab goes right in here. Now, oh my goodness, that's a hideous color, and I apologize for that. So yeah, let's just go to the style and let's go to the tabs, normal, color, help me, help you. Background color of the titles, typography, color, icon, content. Can't change them right now. Don't know where that is. Now, so if I hit update on the page, our tabs now have a feature where you can't, I've lost myself because I don't know where everything is. I've changed the admin bar to the previous one. So let's just put a title in here, and we'll go back and we'll put a information in there. We'll go to tab number 2. We'll go back to our widgets. We'll put an icon box in there. We'll go to tab number 3, and we'll put an icon list in there. And we'll just add another tab. We'll add another item. And we'll go to the content. Oh, that's a list item. Beg your pardon. So sorry. I'm in a hurry, and I know that I have to get off of here real quick because I have an appointment in a half an hour. So where are we? We're in the editing of the tabs. We're going to go back to the content. We're going to add a new tab. And in the content of the information there, we'll just put a video in there. Boop. Okay, there it is. All right. So we've got tab number 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So if we go to our responsive, all right, and we go to tablet, that's great. All the tabs fit. So if we go to a mobile device, they're here. They're up and down. And if you say to yourself, I don't want them up and down, I want them to go left and right, not a problem. If you go to the Style tab, and I've already lost, or is it advanced? Boys and girls, I checked this out earlier today, earlier this morning. It's in the additional settings, bing, 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 right here, additional settings of the tab widget. So when you're in the content right here of the new tab embed widget, you come down to additional settings and you click on the additional settings. Now, how do you get the buttons to scroll left and right horizontally when you're in the mobile. I bet you heard that. That is to let me know I have an appointment in 30 minutes. So here we're going to finish up real quick. We need to horizontal scroll. We have, by default, it's disabled. But we want our tabs to be enabled to scroll left and right. But you're like, well, nothing happened over here. Well, you have to turn the breakpoint off. There is a new feature, none. Boop. And so now our tabs scroll, whoopsie, if you grab them, click and grab, you can grab them left and right. Oh, but happy day. Oh, but happy day. I know my button colors are hideous, and I'm sorry about that. So yes, that is how you change your buttons in the Tabs widget on a mobile device to scroll left and right. That's how you do it. How do you do that again? Because you'll forget it. It's very subtle. While you're in the content of your Edit tabs, come down to the content of the additional settings. It's just subtle and you forget how to get it. You enable the horizontal scroll and you turn the breakpoint off to none. And then your tabs will scroll horizontally when you grab them. Isn't that lovely, boys and girls? Oh, but yes, it is. And I just hope that y'all have had a fun-filled chat here today, live. And so I have to be somewhere in 30 minutes. And so I need to do that. So I hope you really have had fun today with some of these new features. And I'll bring some videos at you. So stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned.